Welcome back. This is Knights of a Square Table. I'm your host, Jacob. I'm my associate here.
Zach.
And we're going to talk about energy efficient cars. Or as Zach would say.
Yeah, not non-energy efficient cars?
Well,
not efficient energy cars?
You don't think hydrogen cars are going to be efficient at all?
No, because the way you get hydrogen is burning coal.
But they can do solar panels.
You're not going to make enough energy.
What about in the desert?
If you had a hydrogen producing plant, by the way, they produce hydrogen by separating it from water, right? You have water, it's oxygen, hydrogen. You hit it with a bunch of juice, they'll separate into individual atoms. It takes a lot of energy, more energy than you get when you combine them again. So you need to use something like solar, which they don't do, and which they're not going to do because you're not going to produce enough energy to produce enough fuel for hydrogen cars.
Well, wind power or ocean power.
None of that is going to produce enough.
Ocean power.
Because we use a ton of fuel, and you need a lot of hydrogen fuel to make that function. Okay. Nuclear power is about the only way you can do it. We don't really use it. So it's coal. They burn coal to separate. So, I mean, your carbon footprint's still big because you got to burn all that coal to get the energy to get the hydrogen. And then it's really just like a poor trade-off.
Okay, what about for the end user, the customers? They'll save a lot of money, won't they?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't know what the price of hydrogen is. It's been around a long time, but I doubt it's cheap.
Do you think you can get more miles per gallon with hydrogen?
I don't think you do miles per gallon.
You get a gallon. It's a compression tank.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
Tank per gallon.
You have to do it dollar per mile.
Yeah,
Is it how to do it? I don't know. I have no idea how they trade.
Gallons of tanks.
I think the point is to produce. It does reduce your smog in a general area, right? So if you had a coal plant producing smog, you can put a scrubber on it and deal with it directly, as opposed to having 100,000 cars driving all over LA and throwing smog everywhere. It does reduce that significantly.
Like 100%. It only produces water.
Yeah, no, it doesn't 100% though, because the coal plant is still throwing.
I know. Okay, but for the car.
Yeah, for the car, yeah,
it comes out water.
So as a general population,
pure water, and then you can recycle that water back into.
No, it just drips out the back.
You can catch it.
And do what with it?
I don't know. Drink it while you're driving.
Let it go off into the atmosphere. Is what you're really gonna do.
What are they gonna do with all that water that comes out of the tailpipe?
No, nothing. It just comes out and leaves.
And then
I don't know.
You have like thousands of cars on the road, and then you got all this water.
That's a good point. I don't know. Screw it. Let's do it. Let's just only one good way to know. I don't think it would affect the environment that much. I mean, having that much more additional rainfall in LA, I don't think it's gonna kill them.
I know, but what about the roads?
Roads will be fine. Think of water.
Slick water.
No, it's coming out hot. It usually just vapor. It's vapor for the most part.
Oh, always.
No. I mean, yeah, you get condensation and drips, but mostly it's vapor. It's just kicking it off in the atmosphere. You just have a really humid, big city. New York would be more humid than it is now. You can just swim in it. That's how that would go.
What about battery cars? So like 100% battery operated cars.
So battery cars aren't a bad idea, but we lack decent enough batteries right now to make it work. Okay. Again, though, you have to produce the energy somewhere else. I think it's a better way than hydrogen, but hydrogen's easier to transport and easier to use. That's why we use hydrogen. Batteries just aren't there yet.
And they're so expensive.
They're really expensive.
So you go to the dealership and you're like, I need to repair my battery. Yeah. That would be $10,000. Yeah. That's how much I paid for the car. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you bought a battery. There's wheels on it. That's the difference.
Well, so electric cars are more powerful than gas cars or diesel cars.
More powerful? How do you mean? Yeah. More capable? All right, so yeah, electric motors are extraordinarily capable of producing an incredible amount of energy. And speed, you can just go insanely fast.
You can go really fast.
Yeah, they
really
have
quickly
drag bikes now that are electric.
And they're silent too.
They're silent, and the throttle's actually, what do they call it? Tapered, so you can't step on it and get full power. It prevents you because you would literally just get dumped off the back. It's just it's like from 0 to 100% instantaneously. Yeah, there's no gearing, right?
Going 100 miles an hour.
You give it more energy, it goes faster. You don't need gears, so if you just punch it, boom, you go right off the back, and then the bike can flip over. So it's set up so that they can't actually get 100% of energy.
Yeah, I'm sure people can Jimmy rig something.
If you want, but you just eat pavement every time. Okay. It's too much bike. It's too much to handle.
It's too much.
Yeah. No, they're great except for the batteries. Batteries are heavy and expensive.
Well, then they have those hybrid cars.
Hybrids are, it's a decent try at something. I don't think it's gonna last.
I don't like hybrid cars.
No? Why do they gotta make them look bad? Can't you just make it not look retarded?
They are. They got the little short front. Yeah. And it's like
just says like I'm a.
It feels like I'm driving a smart car.
Oh, those little tiny ones.
Those little tiny.
Now, if you want to talk about energy efficient cars, that's where you gotta go.
They're like 40,000 just for like a 2-seater.
That's insane. There's like 10 pounds of steel in the whole thing. Like, what's the
Yeah, and then if
problem?
you crash, you're dead.
You might be dead. Yeah,
You're
I'm
like,
not sure
you're
what the safety
pancake.
rating is on that. Is it rated like a motorcycle? Just like wear a
I don't
helmet,
know,
I
but
guess.
You got 2 people there.
Yeah,
You and your wife.
yeah.
That's it.
Both of you
And then
don't
if you
make
want to go grocery shopping, you can't.
Dude, it's a Disney dream. It's gonna be orphaning kids left and right.
So you just, it's like a soda can. You just get
Yeah.
crushed.
Well, the idea is to get everyone else to drive the same soda can, and then you're gonna be okay. Or you'll both die, and maybe.
What if you get something else?
Oh, don't do that.
don't,
I don't think they have tons of power. So.
Yeah, well, they can go on the freeway.
Yeah.
Dude, I've seen that thing. It scared me. I was like, I'm gonna hit you.
You seen that cop drive around that thing?
Yeah.
That's gotta be like when you get in trouble. You're taking out the smart car. Oh!
You're
Go
going,
on, Jafe, the smart car. I told you.
You're in trouble.
Yeah, you're done. Drive around like. That's
What did you do? What did you do this time?
Yeah. Oh. No, but that's where you gotta go. If you want to save energy, you can't drive around an SUV. You gotta go to smart cars.
Or a truck, a giant diesel truck.
You can't do that either.
The
Diesel's so expensive. I don't want people to drive diesel trucks.
Well, because it's awesome.
That's the only reason. They just want to feel cool.
They lift them off the ground and they just put a lot of power into it. 300 horsepower or more, easily.
Of unnecessary, unused power.
And then you have like all this black smoke that comes out.
Yeah.
Of it.
I love the environment. Yeah. I guess they don't. Whatever.
So they regulate commercial trucks, but they don't regulate personal trucks.
Yeah,
much.
they're
Not
they're
that
not
much.
like commercial. But
Commercial
commercial
trucks, they're like, okay, you can't have any kind of output. Of
They have a lot of regulations, but they're actually better than. I mean, they're not better than regular diesel trucks.
But okay, so commercial trucks, the air that goes into it is cleaner when it comes out.
I don't know if I believe that.
That's what's supposed to happen.
I don't know if I believe that at all.
Okay.
I do know in LA they implemented a really harsh smog thing. 'Cause smog's a huge issue in LA, right? They implemented a really harsh one on diesels, and it made a huge improvement. And they actually got the diesels to the point where it was efficient to run this way. It's actually cheaper to run this way.
They should run all their traffic underground.
Underground. Oh, they should just stop running cars.
It's
Just you know what? Let's just bulldoze the whole place under. Just do everyone good.
But did like a tube system.
Yeah, no, they, what was I gonna say? So diesels intentionally run really poorly. They're not very efficient. You just kind of throw fuel at it and use it as needed.
Well,
Which is one of the reasons they're so bad, but they
because they use all the stuff that they're not refined.
it's not refined, and they don't actually burn it all. They just burn whatever
Yeah.
is needed at the time. So they implemented this thing that you have to burn it after. You're essentially burning your smog after you use it to ensure it comes out cleaner. And it's making more efficient vehicles. In general, it's just better for everybody. So these
Yeah.
regulations are a good idea, or just getting away from diesel is a good idea.
What about biodiesel? So you go to your McDonald's, you filter all of their extra stuff that they have there, the oil, and then you run it into your car.
So I knew some guys who were doing biodiesel.
Okay.
You can make it yourself. They had a whole setup in the garage. It seemed to taper off though. I don't know why it went bad. One of the problems with biodiesel is you need a lot of land if you're going to mass produce it. You got to grow a lot.
No, but just for the individual.
If the individual's making their own, it's a good idea.
No, you don't have to. You just go to like fast food restaurants and then use their oil.
You can't just use the oil though. You have to actually treat it.
No, you have to filter it.
Yeah, no, you actually treat it. So you get that oil, you filter it, and then you treat it.
You don't have to treat it. You just have to filter it.
No,
On some of the old diesels, you could run it.
just run it,
You
bunker
can run
fuel
it
style.
just fine, and it gets like 30 miles to the gallon.
So there's actually diesels that will literally run off of road tar.
That's
But just because they do it does not mean it's a good idea.
Okay. But you can design something where it can just run off of used vegetable oil.
Yeah, but now you need vegetables.
Me too. You got all the McDonald's out there.
There's not enough. You can't.
There's tons of McDonald's. There's one on every corner.
It's not Starbucks, but you can't run enough cars off of what McDonald's produces or all of them produce. You need more fuel.
Yeah.
You need more fuel than that, and that's crop space. That's food.
Okay.
You're
How
turning
about you
food
do a
into
mixture
fuel
of diesel
and biofuel.
biofuel, whatever.
Again though, food is the issue. You need food and you need land to do it. You need land to build biodiesel also.
Okay.
So you can choose one or the other is essentially how it works. In America, not a problem. We can produce enough food. But once you get outside that's just us. You know, we produce a lot of smog, but we're only one small portion of the thing.
Okay, so what about just using oil that we have in our own country?
It's not feasible, and there's no why. We're no longer, America is not a standalone economy anymore. We're a world economy. Support the world. Just accept it. A lot of stuff's going to come from China. Be happy about that. They buy a lot of stuff from us. If we take a big hit, they're going to take a big hit. Everyone's one big group now.
But you can start drilling oil here.
You can, but we want to save that. So if you're asking, like, why are we not? It's because we want to save that for times of emergency. So if
just in case, we'll be like, okay, we got to use it now.
Yeah, so if, like, oil becomes a resource that's no longer available to the world.
It's
like
not going to happen.
It's probably not going to happen. But if it is, we're prepared. We're like, oh, we got our own.
Just
So
just go back and with a time machine and just, like, kill all the other dinosaurs out.
What happens?
Create more dinosaurs. There you go.
So what happens, though, when we go to war with the Middle East in general and they stop giving us oil? They produce, like, 40% of the world's oil. We don't have to worry about it. We can produce our own oil if we want to, when we need to. That's why it's there. That's why we're not tapping into it now.
I think we should.
It's a short-term gain, but it could be a long-term loss. If somebody wanted to put us in a hurt, they could by denying us oil.
We have tons of oil here.
Yes, we do, because we're not using it, and that's why we have tons of oil here. And that's how you maintain national security, essentially. It's one of the reasons we can win wars. We outproduce anybody, but if we don't have the resources to produce it, we're done.
Well, I think that wraps it up for today on energy efficient, or as Zach would say.
Yeah, non-energy efficient kind.
If you have a comment, please put it down below. Please subscribe and give us a like. All right, thanks for watching.